speech now because I had to go after all of these incredible women. And I'm just like, wow, how can we end today on a higher note than that? It's pretty incredible, all of these stories and things that we've heard today. Thank you all very much for being here. Sincerely appreciate it. It was about 3 weeks ago that I was like, oh, I should probably start working on my speech now because the workshop is coming up in 20-something days. And originally, I was just going to read something that I had already written. I was going to kind of copy things I've said in the past because I knew I was going to be nervous at my very first big event to give a killer keynote speech. And, you know, I just kept practicing, trying to memorize these things that I had already written and try and make it sound super good. But then, it was about last week when people gave me some opinions and were like, this is probably not the best route to go with your speech. I was like, okay then. And I go into a little temper tantrum and I'm just like, why are they telling me how to write my speech? Like, they shouldn't be doing that. And in all honesty, I'm kind of glad that they pointed out some flaws in what I was originally going to do, because now I actually have something pretty solid that I want to share with you. And it's not rehearsed, it's not written, it's just Wednesday night, I was actually out with one of my friends who's in this very room. She's over there. And we went up to Roanoke for the evening and had a really fun girls' night. When I came back, I said, I know what I need to speak about. It was like just being away, getting inspired at our event up there. I was just like, that's exactly what I need to talk about. How many of you in here, by a show of hands, have ever set a New Year's resolution for yourself, but you never finished it? How many of you have set out to accomplish a goal, like, I'm gonna get an A on that next test, I'm gonna beat my new running record, I'm gonna start working out, I'm gonna lose 5 pounds by spring break? By a show of hands, how many of you have set those type of goals, but you never actually finished them? See, that's a lot of you. I want to tell you a couple things about goals and accomplishing things. I used to be the girl, just like you, who would always talk the talk, but never walk the walk. I would say, I'm going to get this far with my business this year. I'm going to grow in this area of my character. I'm going to be a better person in a month. I'm going to really do well on this test. But then I would never put in the necessary action to make that happen. I would just talk about it and say it was just going to happen. 95% of what you do or don't do the entire week is determined by your habits. Our habits help to influence our goals and the things we want to accomplish. If you don't have the habits necessary to get where you want to go, how far do you think you're going to get? If you're continuously living the same way and just living it day by day and showing up in the same way you have always done, how do you expect to grow? How do you expect to bloom? How do you expect to get that goal accomplished? You with me so far? And so I was always this girl, and I was kind of tired of it. And back in September, it was my 18th birthday, and came back from a beach trip, and I said for my 18th year of life, I was going to step it up. I was going to change some things up because I was tired of living a mediocre, stagnant life, always saying the things I was going to do but never actually getting it done. We all say we have these dreams and these goals, this vision for our life, but then everyone just stays where they're at. Then eventually they're 30 years old, they're looking back on their life and they're just like, where did the time go? I had this dream and now here I am. It's completely gone out the window. And so I wanted to do something about it. And might have been fate, but there was a special challenge going on that I found out about in October. And this challenge was called the last 90 days. And it was all about being as intentional with the last 90 days of the year as most people are with the first 30 of a new year. So it's kind of like starting your New Year's resolutions a little bit early. And I was sitting there at the computer and I'm just like, should I do this? Should I put in my email for this email list to get this in my inbox and start the challenge? I was kind of questioning myself. I was like, if I do this, I'm gonna have to commit 100%. Typed in my email, came to my inbox, and they list out like the challenge rules and exactly what was gonna be required of you. And I was just like, what have I gotten myself into? Because I knew that if I really signed up for this challenge, I was not gonna break these promises to myself. I was gonna get it done. I was gonna change it up for the year. That way, come 2019, I'd be ready to rock the entire year because I have these habits already started in my life and developed already. And I decided to challenge myself a little bit more. So instead of 3 goals in 90 days, I decided I was gonna accomplish 5 because I like to push myself a little bit more. So I wrote 5 goals on this list and I ended up typing them out and sticking it on the apartment wall. That way every single morning when I woke up, I would see what my 5 goals are and actually see if I'm gonna live the day as intentionally as I want to. So I had these up on the wall. The 5 goals were: 1, I self-published my own book. 2nd, I released my first coaching program called Actively Authentic. 3rd, I plan a girls' conference. 4th, I start internet marketing. And 5, I create more video content. Some of them were easier than the others. They really were. Starting internet marketing and just creating more videos, those were the easy ones. The top 3, they were my high priorities. I had to knock them out, take steps towards those goals every single day. I started with the first one, let's self-publish a book. Sounds like a great idea to do in under 90 days. And I actually posted it on Facebook for accountability. I was like, hey, I'm gonna write a book in under 90 days. Let's see if I can do this, because I wanted that accountability. And one of my relatives, she actually commented on it, and she's like, when do you wanna have this done by? And I was like, maybe by the end of October, beginning of November, so like in a month. She was just like, wow, let's see if you can do that. Kind of like her emoji comment. I was like, all right, time to do this. Let's see how fast I can do it. And I took that goal, and every single day, I worked on it for a little bit. So I started by going to the local library, and I would make myself work on writing this book for a minimum of 10 minutes every day. Everyone has 24 hours in a day, but most people can't tell you what exactly they filled their time with, or where their afternoon on Thursday went, or where their Friday night was 3 weeks ago. They can't really recall where their time is going to. So it's like, I can find 10 minutes to type a book. I mean, come on. So I'd sit there, and I type for a little bit. And as those minutes kept going on, day by day, I would find that the sentences turned into paragraphs, paragraphs turned into pages, and the pages turned into chapters, and the chapters turned into a book. This is how I push myself. And I can see all of the results of how I push myself right in my hands. I see it when I look out in this audience. The fact that within 90 days, I accomplished 5 goals tells me that I need to tell other girls how they can push themselves. You guys, all of last year was a year of a lot of personal growth. Last year was really hard for me. And so I said, this year, it's gonna be different. And I pushed myself, and I did it. I have my own book. I planned a girls' conference. I am an internet marketer now. I have video content up on YouTube, and I have my first ever coaching program. So if you want coaching, I have a program for you. So, the reason I say all of that is because you can grow while you're a teenager. You can bloom while you're a teenager. You may have these bad habits right now, but you can form good habits. You can get to the next level in your life. You can accomplish what you set out to do every year. I know probably on New Year's Eve you were talking with your family, drinking your Welch's sparkling cider, saying, this year I'm gonna lose 5 pounds. This year I'm gonna find a boyfriend. This year I'm gonna be best friends with that girl. But how are you gonna do it? Have you written out a list? That way you can see it every day. That way every day you want to be intentional about getting it done. Have you posted it on social media or told your best friend? That way you have some accountability to want to accomplish it. Are you self-motivating yourself? That way every single morning you want to get up an extra hour earlier to accomplish that goal, or get off of Instagram or go home a little bit early. That way you can have some time to work on accomplishing it. You have the time to do what you want to do. There's actually a really great quote, and it's actually by a really inspirational woman. Her name's Rachel Hollis, and she's one of the women who inspired me to want to do Bloom. And one of her very popular quotes goes, "It's not about choosing what you want right now. It's about choosing what you want most." Right now, you want to stay in bed an extra hour. Right now, you want to go hang out with your friends on Friday night. Right now, you'd rather scroll on Instagram and compare yourself to that other girl. But what do you want most? Do you want that job? Do you want that boyfriend? Do you want to lose that 5 pounds? You have to put in the work to maintain it. You have to put in the action to get it done. If you want to bloom, if you want to push yourself, if you want to rock 2019, it's on you. And I hope all these speakers here today have inspired you in some way. Because whether you're 10 years old or you're 18 years old in this audience, you can take something and apply it to your life this year. Don't just listen to it, implement it. I really appreciate, I think this is still on, all of you coming out here today. It means a lot to me personally. This is my first ever event. Bloom is just getting started. And there's a lot of places I want to take it. And you guys are just one chapter in this next story of my life. And I'm so thankful that you came today. I think the girls who were meant to be here are here. I think the girls I was supposed to speak to and all the girls these women were supposed to reach today are here. And I really hope you have a wonderful 2019 and that you bloom in ways that you never imagined. Thank you. I need all the speakers to come on stage. I'm going to embarrass you for like 5 more minutes.